Hey guys, Positive here, and welcome back to WoT Blitz University Extra Credit. So, WoT Blitz University Extra Credit, these are just basically going to be WoT Blitz University videos that on topics that are a little too small to put onto their own full-length episodes. But I still think these kinds of tips are really important to know. So, in today's case, this WoT Blitz University Extra Credit episode is going to be taking a look at running away and disengaging. So if you've watched my videos before, you'll know that I run away from a lot of fights that I can't win, and you should too. No one's ever forcing you to stay in a firefight if you know how to run away properly. And so in today's video, we're going to be talking about how to run away safely, how to disengage safely, and a little bit about how to go despotted. And the reason why all these things are so important is, like I said, you always want to be able, if you're ever in a fight you can't win, you always want to be able to run away to live to fight another day. So here's how running away in theory works. So the first thing you need, obviously, when you're trying to get away is you're going to want cover. Cover is basically the first requirement to getting away. Otherwise, you're probably just going to get shot by everyone and their grandma while you're trying to run away in the open. So the first thing you should do is have some sort of cover. So let's say in this case, you're pinned down by the enemy who is conveniently over here and you're stuck behind this cover now. So basically whenever you're trying to disengage, the first thing you want to keep in mind is what is your safe zone. So the safe zone is basically the zone that the enemy cannot hit. So in this case, your safe zone is anything within these lines. So everything between these two lines, the enemy cannot hit you because your cover will be in the way. However, if you were to go outside this safe zone, say over here, then the enemy would have a clear line of sight on towards you, just like that. Which is why whenever you're running away, it's always important to keep your safe zone in mind. And also this safe zone may shift. So if the enemy drives over here, then your safe zone is slightly different. So if the enemy moves like this, then the safe zone shifts with your enemy's movements. In this case, you can see it's at a little bit of a different angle. So this should always kind of affect how you run away from the enemy. It's always important to keep this in mind. So with this whole safe zone idea in mind, the way you disengage is actually pretty simple. So in general, when you're running away, you just want to run away in a straight line, straight back away from your cover. This is the best way to disengage because this way you can maintain as much time as you can behind the safe zone, and then you can make a turn outside of it to get away from him later. And the reason why you go straight back is because if you were to go out like this, then the enemy can shoot you as you're trying to run away. And then the other important thing to keep in mind about disengaging is it takes exactly 10 seconds to go unspotted after you are spotted. So basically once you get away from all the enemy vision, you can count to 10, or you can I like to use my reload indicator as a good way to kind of time that out. But once you've hit 10 seconds, then you're no longer spotted and you're free to do basically whatever you want. Alternatively, if you're in kind of a 1v1 situation where you've spotted the guy who's spotting you and no one else is spotting you, then you can go behind cover and cut that line of sight between you and the enemy, and then once that's cut, you can wait for that guy to fade from your map, and that's how you know that you're no longer spotted, because you will go spotted at the same time, or unspotted at the same time that your enemy goes unspotted in the event of a 1v1. So let's just show you all of this in practice. So this is how it might look in practice. If I'm being pinned down by this IS-7, watch how I decide to use this cover, and I keep it between me and him at all times, so I'm within that safe zone as I disengage. And once he fades off my minimap, since this is a 1v1, I know that I'm unspotted and I'm free to do whatever I want. Here I've synced up the two clips showing my point of view and the enemy's point of view, so you can take a look at what it looks like from both sides. So you'll notice that when I run away, as long as I'm keeping this yellow piece of cover in between me and the enemy does not have any shots as I run away and disengage. Now, of course, this technique isn't just useful for light fast tanks or medium tanks or whatnot, because in addition to just using this to run away on a large scale, you can also use it to get away just at a small tactical level, so that you can, for example, if you're in a 1v1, you want to catch your enemy by surprise, you don't have to back all the way up, just back up beyond the 50-meter proxy spot range, and then you can wait 10 seconds, and then you can fade, and then you can make a move on your enemy from there. It's useful in all sorts of little circumstances, and overall I just think it's a useful skill, which is why I decided to make a video on it. Well, I hope you enjoyed this edition of WoT Blitz University Extra Credit, and I'll see you in the next one.